Numbers in the Old Testament, Numbers 23:19, Numbers. Here's what it says. God is not a man that he should sin. God is not the Son of Man that he should repent.
Makes total sense. Let's take a break and we'll be right back on The Dean Show. Welcome back to The Dean Show. We left off, he does not beget, nor is he begotten.
We're talking about God.
We're talking about God.
And he doesn't beget, and he is not begotten.
And simplified that he is not the father to anyone, nor does he have any children. And for him to will something, he basically says, be, and it is. This is simple. This is simple to digest.
Okay, let's go back to the early times of the Christian church. Now this is a matter of fact that one of the early fathers, church fathers, Arius, he had this idea that Jesus was created and not begotten. Jesus was created and not begotten. We've already discussed the fact that the Bible didn't say it was Jesus when it talked about begotten anyway. It clearly states David is the begotten Son of God. Okay, so whatever that means, okay, it's not talking about Jesus. Because even in John 3:16, it doesn't say Jesus. It just says begotten Son, only begotten Son. And now we have Arius saying that, no, God didn't begot, and at least not Jesus, because he says Jesus is created. Well, for this, he was considered a heretic. And he and his followers were horribly persecuted by the church. And in 325 AD, the church, the Catholic Church, which came into being at that time, officially and totally confirmed that, in fact, Jesus was begotten and not created. So they went the other way. And that's on their website. You can go to their website and see it for yourself. There's another statement we find in the Bible, too. And this is coming in John 10:38, attributed to Jesus. It says, but if I do it, even though you do not believe me, believe the miracles, that you may learn and understand that the Father is in me, and I am in the Father. Well, what does that mean? Another statement in John 4:10, don't you know that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? The words that I say to you are not my own. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing this work. But now watch this. We'll go down to same exact chapter, which is chapter 14. All you got to do is go 10 more verses. This is 14:20. It says, on that day you will realize that I am in the Father, I am in my Father, and you are in me. And I am in you. Well, what does that mean? Because if you want to use part of the Bible but not the rest of the Bible, what are you doing? You're not being rational anymore. If you want to have a rational discussion, you have to be willing to look at all the evidences. And it's in the same chapter, in the same gospel, saying, and I'll repeat it, on that day you will realize that I am in the Father, in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. So does this mean that the disciples are somehow living inside of Jesus? And if so, are they also sons of gods, or are they gods? Because he's talking to his disciples. And what about them, the people they preach to? Did they get to live in those people too, and those people are living in them? And how does that work? And why the exclusivity? How come only some people get this living in deal? You know, how do you rent out your body that somebody else can live in it? I don't know. It means that obviously you don't know, because you're taking a translation of a language which is translated from another language, and in between you have many, many copiers, copyists as they're called, who have, and maybe in all good intent, still made a lot of mistakes. So you cannot rely on this, and it doesn't even make sense if you try to say it like that.
Let's start to give people, because we're almost running out of time, the alternative now. We want to show people that Islam came to clear all the confusion. There's a lot of confusion over this, and Islam makes it clear. You don't have to be confused anymore. Can we go into what Islam says about this whole thing a little deeper?
Okay. The conclusion is, even in the prayer of Jesus himself, that we find, even in the Bible today, he says to pray for God's will to be done. He didn't say pray for my will. He said pray for God's will. He himself is praying to God. Why? And how? How could he be praying to God and asking, and even in the prayer itself saying, even so, this is what I want, but even so, I don't want the cup, you know, but even so, your will be done. Your will. He's saying that. For us, we know in Quran that Jesus is saying, peace be upon me the day I am born. and the day that I die, and the day that I'm raised up again. He's saying this. He is talking about he was born. He's talking about he's going to die. And God is not born and God doesn't die. So he's not a God. And he's not the Son of God. And he's a prophet. He's a mighty prophet, a miracle birth, yes. And he's telling us, worship your God and my God. Your Lord and my Lord. That is from Quran. And go look in the Bible, you'll find he said the same thing. Know, O Israel, the Lord your God is one Lord. And you have to love Him with all your might, all your strength, and all your heart. How am I going to do that if I split part of that love for Jesus and part for
Doesn't work.
God? How? And why didn't He say, love me and God? He said, know, O Israel, the Lord your God is one Lord. Now some are going to say, where's the reference for that? It's in Mark chapter 12, verse 29. Mark 12:29. We've got all of this. This documentation is on our websites. You can go to our website. You can see it for yourself. 911.
911 Bible.
Bible.
That's your website?
This is where we got it.
Okay, thank you again for being with us on The Dean Show.
Always a pleasure.
And I'd like to thank everybody who's been watching us every week. A new show on The Dean Show where we try to bring you a new topic, tackle these very important issues, and I hope that you've gotten the benefit. Remember, you need a humble heart, an open mind, and like the Sheikh said, the wise man who's here with us today, look at the evidence. Stop just filling in the blanks. Stop just going along with what everybody's going along. Stop. Use your brain. It's not that difficult. You can visit our Q&A section on The Dean Show. You can visit 911 Bible where we go into deeper on these subjects. Email us if you have any further questions. And we hope to see you again next week on The Dean Show with another topic for you. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.